Hello, myself Jovan Johnson, UARK 19CS1034. So in this, I will explain you the first experiment, that is data definition language commands. So our first query is to create a table customer details with the following specification. So we have to create column names, customer ID, customer last name, customer mid name, like all that columns. So I will just, as you can see here, the SQL command. First, we create a table called create table, then customer, then table name, customer details. Table name is the customer detail. So, and after that, I will just enter all the column name and data types, as you can see, and and the constraint also. And as you can see, customer ID, the data type is number. So, and its constraint is not null. And customer last name, as you can see here, the data type is varchar, all and constraint is not null. And after all that, here as you can see, I've used constraint x primary key. So I'm right now creating a constraint of a value, that is, as you can see, constraint variable x for the account number. The constraint is primary key, so I'm giving the constraint called constraint x primary key, as you can see here. So if I want to see the table, the customer details table, so I will just enter the command DESC, describe customer details. So as you can see here, the customer details table is in front of you, as you can see. After that, the second is we have to create a table employee manager. As for the first one, we have created like that. We have to create it for the second table also the same thing. As you can see here, create table employee manager. Employee manager is the table name, and employee ID is the column name, and the data type is number. And we have to put that data type in a constraint called primary key. So I'm giving a value called constraint a primary key, and employee ID is the column name. Like that, if you want to see the table, I will just write the command DSC employee manager. Employee manager is the table name, so it will print out the table, as you can see here. And in third query, the third question is add a new column contact phone to the customer details table. Okay. So for that, the command would be alter table, then the table name, that is the table name is customer details. And we have to add that column contact phone number, contact phone. So we are using a command add contact phone, then the data type, the data type is number. Okay, like that the table is altered. And if I want to see the contact phone is entered in the table, so I will just use the command dsc customer details. As you can see here, contact phone is added with our data type number. Now the fourth question is to modify the size of the contact phone. Now the for that, the command would be alter table, then the table name, and we have to modify that. So we will use modify command with the what which column we have to change. So contact phone, we have to change the data type of the contact phone, we have to change. So contact phone, then the data type that we have to change, that is number 5. Previously it was number 10, as you can see. Now number 5, it's changed to number 5. And for fifth question, we have to add a not null constraint to contact phone using alter command. Okay, so for that, as usual, we have to add write the command alter table customer details. Then we have to modify contact phone number. So we have to give a constraint called not null. So I'm giving not null after giving the data type, as you can see here. Now if I check the table, you can see right now contact phone has a null not null value, as you can see, and the data type as usual the number 5. And after that, we have the sixth question is to add a unique constraint on the contact phone. Okay, so as usual, we are using the command alter table, then the table name, customer details, and we have to add that means constraint that is unique, uh, constraint that is unique. Now I will use a command add constraint, and I'm giving a value n, and unique, as you can see, we have to change to unique to that column name. Contact phone is the column name. So we have changed to contact phone. Now as you can see here, contact phone having not null is unique is also a not it stores as a value not null, as you can see. So it's storing right now not null. Okay. Now seventh question is to add a check constraint to check whether the customer ID is between 101 to 105. Okay. Now, as usual, I'm using the command alter table, then table name, and adding constraint, and constraint that is check. We have to check. And customer ID is we have to check whether the customer ID is between 101 and 101 to 105. As you can see the command. Now, the after writing this command, the table is altered, and we have to check whether the uh, now if we want to check that table, just write that command dsc customer details with a table name, as you can see. For that, for 8 question, we have to drop the primary key constraint on account number column. Okay. So as previously I have given a constraint variable x for primary key, as you can see here. Just a second. As you can see here, I have given a constraint x primary key for a value for a primary key x. Now I have to drop that primary key from account number column. Okay. So as you can see, I'm just writing the command alter table customer detail, and for dropping that constraint, I'm using drop command drop constraint x. X is the value of that primary key. So now as you can see here, account number has nothing right now. As you can see, previously it was not null, and so right now if I drop that command, then it will be nothing inside that null. Okay. Then ninth question is to truncate the table customer. Okay. So we are just for truncating the table, we are just have to use that command truncate table and table name, and it already and it as it truncate the table. Right now you cannot see anything because we haven't entered any value inside that column. So if for example, if has a customer ID has a value inside it, then it will be truncated. So 10th question is to drop the customer details. Simply we have to use that command drop table and then table name, then it will be dropped. And when I have to check whether that customer detail, the customer detail is a table, and I have dropped right now, as you can see, drop table customer details. And when I've checked the command, we have to check whether that is present in it or not. When I just check it, it will show that object customer data does not exist because it is deleted from the SQL. So I hope, thank you, and I hope you understood. Thank you.